Bum.
In 1981, Nintendo released an arcade game created by a rookie designer named Shigeru Miyamoto. This game was Donkey Kong, and its protagonist, then called Jumpman, would go on to become the most recognizable character in the history of gaming. The Brothers Mario didn't come to home consoles until 1985, when Super Mario Bros. Launched on Japan's Famicom, coming to North American NES a year later.
I thought it was awesome. I thought it was hard as shit. Yeah. The first time I ever played it.
Played it at my cousin's house, sucked at it, but loved it. Never wanted to stop playing Super Mario Brothers.
I did always watch my older brother play first, so I just memorized what he would do and mimic him.
First time I played Super Mario Brothers, I was at a friend's house, and I remember spending like many an afternoon trying to get all the way through that game, and then like 2 weeks later being told about the warp levels, and like, you know, it was before the internet where we had to like talk to people to get information.
Well, my dad really found it hard because he would do this. This is how you jump. My dad, I was like, and the A button jumps, but he was like, no, Nick, this makes him jump far.
I'm still struggling on figuring out how that Goomba kills me every time. I mean, I know there's probably a jump button. I can't figure out which it is, so it's pretty much an eternal struggle between me and him.
Upon its release in the mid-1980s, Super Mario Bros. Became a huge hit, and the sequel, Super Mario Bros. 2, was released in Japan in 1986. However, this game was considered too hard for American audiences, and so the Japanese game Yume Kojo Doki Doki Panic was localized as Super Mario Bros. 2. Because it was not originally designed to be part of the series, Super Mario Bros. 2's gameplay was distinctly different from the rest of the series.
It's super different. The formula has changed completely.
Super Mario Bros. 2 was like Alice through the Looking Glass. It was just pure insanity.
You were throwing turnips and playing as people other than Mario and Luigi.
Using vegetables as weapons is actually something I still do in my life till today. That's something I learned from Mario.
My parents didn't buy me Mario Bros. 2 because they were like, no, Mike, it's all a dream.
Nintendo returned to the original two-player formula in Super Mario Bros. 3 in 1988, which had Mario and Luigi traversing 8 worlds.
Obviously, you used to have World 1-1 and World 1-2, but it really made it like you were traveling around the map.
Why exactly does a raccoon tail help you fly? That doesn't really seem like it's going to be a lot of fun. And then you take off and, you know, you're flapping your little tail, you're flapping, you're flying. And you get up on the clouds and it's like, hey man, I'm flying.
Now everyone knows where all the secret spots are. But finding out about, like, if you duck on top of a white platform, you'll go behind it, and then you'll get the warp whistle. How did we find out about that? I don't know.
It was just this, like, network of people who just knew the tricks of the trade. You've asked me before, like, how did you know to blow in the cartridge?
Yeah.
I don't know. Everybody knew that. Everybody just got passed along.
It's amazing how viral that information was then without media spreading it.
And then being able to go into school the next day and like being the guy that broke that news. Like, no, I'm telling you, you can do it. No, I tried it. No, and then like showing people.
The game launched in North America in early 1990, several months after it was featured in the now classic Fred Savage film, The Wizard.
Super Mario Brothers 3!
That's how they say it in the movie.
You mean it's that game that's not out yet?
When I was playing Super Mario Bros. 3, I was really upset that there wasn't a running knight showing me my score. That's a Wizard reference. You can cut that.
Also during this time, Super Mario Land for the Game Boy became the first handheld entry in the series.
Yeah, so they wanted to put a Mario on the Game Boy, which I guess makes sense from a technical and like business standpoint, but it was just Super Mario in black and white.
With the release of Super Mario Bros. 3, the franchise's 8-bit era came to a close, but Mario and Luigi were only getting started. Stay tuned for part 2 of Game Genealogy, Super Mario Bros. To see how the brothers fared on Nintendo's next console with a few new friends.